Hey visionaries, Butch Hartman here. I am thrilled that you've decided to join me here on Vision Possible, where we want to help you make your daydream your day job. What have you done this week to move your vision forward? Let's hear it in the comments. I'd love to hear some forward motion, some small successes you've had, because the small successes always lead to the big successes. It's so exciting. You know, you're always pushing that rock up the hill. You're on that roller coaster going up, up, up. Then there are those times when you get over the top and you go down and it's really fun, but then it goes back up again, right? So that's what our journey is like. It sometimes can be like a roller coaster, and I've got news for you. It's that way for everybody. No one has a smooth ride, especially the more successful you get, the more obstacles come. And if you're not ready for that, then you know what? Slow things down, reassess, see where you are. I'm never saying to stop. I'm just saying slow things down, see if you're ready for that next step. You know, I just got done seeing a new Batman movie, and Batman didn't go out and fight crime until he felt he was ready. You know, there was a lot of training, and then he went out. Even when he went out, he still wasn't that ready because he would get hurt all the time, but I digress. So if you're a visionary watching this right now, you are someone that is dedicated and wants to make things happen in your career and your dream, and I'm honored you would listen to anything I have to say or anybody on this channel. We are here solely to help give you guys the tools you need to move things forward. We're so pumped and hope things are going well for you. You know, I was just saying to someone earlier, I had lunch with a couple friends of mine, and we're a bunch of guys in our 50s, and all of us feel great. You know, all of us are, you know, we're older guys, but we feel great because we are all working toward our purpose every day. And it's that drive towards your purpose that gives you that life and that vitality that you need. Even if you're a younger person watching this, even if you're in your 20s or your 30s, you're going to get to be my age eventually. But if you're in your 20s, that's the time where you have the most energy and you have the most potential, because you're just going, I mean, everything is just right there. It's raw, it's young, it's energetic. By the time you get to be my age, this is the time where you start kind of having things that you're responsible for. You've had a family, you've maybe been married, maybe you've had a career and started a business by this time. So now you're sort of in a mode of monitoring things and starting new things. You have so much more experience when you get older. And I'm not saying that all of it's great experience, but 90% of it's pretty great. And it is pretty great because you know what? Just doing what you love every single day is a blast. I mean, I'm surrounded by, and you can't see it from this angle, but I'm in my new office in my house. My wife and I have switched offices. I used to have the upstairs office, and we moved. She had the downstairs office, but we've switched. So now I'm in the downstairs office, but I'm still surrounded by all of my cartoon stuff. Here's a little Jorgen von Strangle from the Fairly Odd Parents. Dana, what is wrong with you? I created this character back in I think it was 98 or 99. This character has been around for about 23 years now. Amazing to think you could create a character 23 years ago that they're making action figures out of. And that's a blessing, and I never take that for granted. You're going to have the same thing happen for you, whether it's cartoons, whether it's an invention, whether it's technology, whatever it's going to be, someone's going to be reproducing it years and years from now. I'm surrounded by stuff like this. You know, I have my little Adam ant. This is a character that I grew up on. It's a Hanna-Barbera character. He's the strongest ant ever. He's a little tiny ant, but he's super strong. But I love the title Adam Ant. Up and Adam Ant was his catchphrase. Hanna-Barbera did a bunch of things back in the day, a bunch of short cartoons that they would just make, and they would put 3 in one series, and it was so much fun. I grew up on those. It was really cool. Anyway, if I gave you a tour around here, I got so much cartoon stuff, but that's what I'm all about. I'm all about kid stuff and having fun. I like color. I like adventure. What do you like? What do you like? You know, today's title of today's message is called Immerse Yourself. So I really want to know what you're immersing yourself in as you move forward in your vision. Are you immersing yourself in the stuff that you like or the stuff that somebody else likes? Like, are you... you know, I know maybe you're in a job you don't really care for. You're in a job that you had to take because you had to make money. Completely get it. Everybody's been there. Are you immersed in that job, or are you immersed in something else while you're doing that job? Meaning, maybe you're on the job, but you have in your ears all those cool stories you like to listen to, the fantasy stories or the comedy you like to write on the side, or maybe you're watching or listening to cartoons as you work all day. I don't know. But I used to say this to people all the time, that whatever you are moving towards, you need to immerse yourself in it at all times. You know, if you want to be a professional baseball player, do you think you're supposed to be hanging out with people that bowl all day? Well, you can hang out with bowlers. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But is that where you're supposed to be? If you want to be a professional violin player, do you hang out with, garbage men all day long? Maybe that's your job, but on the side, you're hanging out with violin players because that's what you want to be eventually. And you're surrounding yourself with the music, and you're going to nightclubs maybe and listening to people play, violin and some kind of a band, or you go to the symphony all the time and you see this. I mean, you really need to start immersing yourself in what it is you love. If you haven't started doing that, I suggest you begin doing it. I'm just going to use myself as an example because I can talk about me. I immerse myself in cartoons and fantasy every single day. I have a sketch pad right here. It says sketch pad, and I'm constantly drawing. Here's a Batman drawing that I did. Speaking of Batman, there's a Batman drawing that I did, and I'm constantly drawing this stuff all the time. When I was younger, I knew I wanted to be a cartoonist. I lived in Michigan, and you see these cartoons. Oh, here's another one. Here's a Hong Kong Phooey from Hanna-Barbera. But you watch these cartoons on Saturday morning your whole life in the 1970s, and you want to be a cartoonist, but then you're asking yourself, how do I get to be a cartoonist? How do I get a cartoon on television? How is this going to happen? How am I going to get better at what I do? I mean, if you look around my room here, there's a Jetsons statue over there, and there's Disney stuff over here. There's Marvel and DC characters. I have just all kinds of really cool stuff in my office because I immerse myself in what I love. I love cartoons. I love superheroes. I love fantasy. And that's what I love. What do you love? If you like those same things, are you immersed in them? Because only through immersion will you completely coat yourself in what it is you love to do. And by doing that, you're going to allow yourself to be exposed to more people that do what you love, and you're going to begin to make friends with them. One of my best examples ever is when I left Michigan at age 18 to go to a school called Cal Arts in Valencia, California. It was founded by Walt Disney, and they taught character animation there. It was one of the few schools in the country back in the 80s that did that. So I went out there to learn character animation, had no idea what I was getting into, had somewhat of an idea, but ended up being immersed in what I loved. I hung out with animation students. We talked about animation constantly. We went to animation parties. We went to animated films. We went to Disney studios and toured. We were in animation classes all day long, learning how to write stories and draw characters better. And why is this film good and this film's not? And breaking down why certain stories worked and certain ones didn't. But I was immersed in it. And next thing I knew, I needed a job in animation. I left college, and I knew people that I went to school with that were already at these studios. And I was like, hey, do you think you could maybe see your way into giving me a job? And they already knew me because I was immersed in it. I was around them. I was able to kind of slide into certain jobs. My talent definitely played a part. I mean, I had to be good enough to do the job once I got in there. But the immersion really taught me how to network and how to be around those people that I like. Now, it might be new for you. For example, if you're an actor, you want to be an actor or an actress or a musician or whatever. If you're an actor and you want to be on stage or be in a movie or be in a TV show, you need to begin to go to acting classes. Well, I'm a really good actor. Okay, look, you can always be better. And by the way, you can be super great at acting, but you just might not get any jobs. Why? Because you aren't meeting the right people. How many bad actors are there in TV shows and movies? A million, right? But how do they get those jobs? They meet the right people at the right time in the right place. They have the right manager. They've gone to the right meeting because they were immersed. That's what they do. That is their career. I'm working on a brand new cartoon project right now. I can't wait to reveal it to you. But the cool thing about it is, when people find out that you're doing a project and there's money involved and you can pay them, people begin calling you. all these people are calling me for jobs. Hey, do you have any voice work? That kind of thing. And I don't blame these people for calling me. I think it's wonderful because they're looking for work, but they're immersed. It's their career. They're putting the effort in. They're not waiting for me to call them. Some of them I've called out of the blue, but other ones are actually hustling and giving me a call and asking me, hey, can you maybe see your way clear to give me an audition or whatever. And I really respect those people because they are really going for it. Now, I can't give every single one of them an opportunity, but some of them I can. And what's so exciting is that, when you're immersed in this career that you're choosing to pursue, it just gets so much fun because you learn so much more about the career. You learn so much more about, yes, let's say you're a musician and you're amazing. Let's say you're a trumpet player. You're an incredible trumpet player, but nobody knows you're out there. But yet you hear all these other trumpet players getting work and they're out there they're doing recordings and they're doing songs and they're part of an ensemble that gets studio work all the time. How do these people do that? They do it because they have friends and they're immersed in it. They're immersed in a group of people that somehow got them the right meeting or the right circumstance to get them where they needed to be. And what's really cool about this new cartoon project I'm doing, I was going to title this message Working for Yourself, and I'm going to make another video about that. That's a whole other discussion. But this new cartoon project I'm doing, I had to be immersed in the group of people that I'm with that's helping me support this project. What I mean is, I was at Nickelodeon for many years. I was at many studios throughout my career, left Nickelodeon and didn't know what I was going to do next. But I did know this. I knew that I wanted to work for me now. I didn't want to be in the studio system anymore. Pitching a show 1 year and then waiting 3 or 4 years to get it made, that was just me. I had gone through that over and over again for 20, 30 years. I don't think I wanted to do that anymore. So I wanted to make my own show. And the group of people I ended up being immersed with, what I'm saying is I had to move out of one group of people and go to another group of people in order to help me move this project forward. And it was really cool because I had to immerse myself in a whole different, level of people. Not just Hollywood people, but other outside people, which was like a whole new world for me. And it was really, really cool. But again, and once I met these wonderful people, I had to learn what they were all about. I had to go to dinner with them. They had to go to dinner with me. And it really became a really cool way to learn about how to get your own deals going outside of a studio system. And that's a whole other video I could do. But what I'm saying is this. If you want to be an animator, immerse yourself with animators. You need to hang out with animators. If you want to be a baseball player, hang out with baseball players. If you want to be a writer, you need to hang out with writers. You can write by yourself all day long in your house. I get it. But eventually, you need somebody to read your work and comment on it. There was an individual I spoke to, a dear friend of mine, wonderful guy. He's been writing a screenplay for a number of years. And he's been writing it, and I've given him notes, just thoughts on it, and he's taken those to heart and changed things. And he's put it online to these writing groups, and he's really trying to get great feedback. And he's really immersed himself in the writer's world, which I love. But now he's taken his screenplay to a point where he really can't fix it anymore. He wants to keep fixing it and changing it. And it's been 4 or 5 years of this. And the screenplay is great. It's a great idea. Wish I could tell you what the idea was. It's a great comedy idea, a great angle. But I finally said to him, I said, look, you've already immersed yourself in the world of writing, and you really want to get this thing made. And I said, what you need to do now, in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, in my opinion, you need to become a producer now and make a short film of this. Instead of waiting to pitch this to a studio and hopefully getting it made, which will take a number of years, and it will. And it can happen. But I said, instead of waiting all that time, because your script, when you write a script, it looks like everybody else's script. It's a white page with words on it, right? Now you can get into reading it, and that's how you'll know the difference. But you need to get your script made. I said, you need to get this made. He goes, oh, I know, I want to get it made. I go, why don't you make it yourself? Make it yourself. And his eyes widened. I goes, make it myself. I said, yeah, get some money together. Because he works at a job where there's a lot of high-powered people that have a lot of disposable income. I said, why don't you have a party at your house, pitch the screenplay to everybody, and see what they think, and see if they want to help you finance a short film, you know? And his eyes got wide. He goes, you think I could do that? I said, I think you could absolutely do that. I think you need to pick the best scenes of your screenplay and make them. Start making something instead of just writing the screenplay and writing it. See, he already immersed himself in the world of writing, which I was very proud of him for doing. It's exactly what he should have done. But now he wants to get this thing made. And I said, instead of waiting 10 more years to get it made, some of these things take that long. Okay, let's say it's even 5 years or 2. You want to wait another 2 years? Why don't you make something now? That way you'll know what works and what doesn't work. You get some of your actor friends. You rent a couple of cameras. It won't cost that much. And then you shoot this thing and see how it's going, you know? So I advise him to immerse himself into a world of production now. Financing, you know, which is really, really cool. You know, when this project I'm getting financed now, which is a wonderful thing. It was something so cool, and it was kind of unexpected. I didn't expect this project to go as quickly as it did. But the very fact that I was even in this other world with these other people, it was just cool because I kind of just opened myself up like, hey, I've got these projects. And they were like, oh, what do you have? But they never would have known about my projects had I never been in that world. Does that make any sense? Or in that group. I keep saying world like it's a whole dimension. But you need to start hanging out with other people. I just encouraged a friend of mine. I'm going to this big convention soon. It's an entertainment convention. And a friend of mine who I've known for years, who is an amazing talent at what he does, he said, yeah, just because he's getting older, he goes, I don't know what to do anymore. None of the studios really hire me. I said, you know what? Let's begin working for ourselves. Why don't you come with me to this big convention and we'll start meeting some more people that are outside of the studio system. He goes, really think I should do that? I said, yeah, I think you should do that. Why don't we get out there and start meeting some more people? And by the way, I already know the people, but I want him to begin meeting them too. And he was like a little nervous. I said, no, let's just do it. It's fun. Just come down, get a hotel room. We'll go down there and we'll check it out. And he's coming. It's going to be great. So I'm looking forward to this big entertainment convention I'm going to. It's going to be a blast. And I just can't wait to share with you this project. In fact, we probably will be announcing it at this convention. And I'll be able to share more about it with you next time I speak to you. And I'd love to just give you a whole pitch about the project too. But today, the encouragement is this. Immerse yourself in what you do with groups of people who do it, with groups of people that are excited about it because it's going to keep you excited. It's going to keep you, just what is your passion? Find other people with that passion and just begin to go for it and be around these people because they're going to lift you up and just make you excited about it too. You know what I mean? So find what that passion is, immerse yourself in groups. And it might be a little nerve-wracking at first. You know, if you're a voice actor and you've never been in a group of voice actors before, get out there and go to a class and see if you have any talent at it. You might think you have talent, but you won't know until you get with a group of other voice actors if you really have talent, you know? I remember thinking I was the best artist in my school. And I was one of the best in my high school in Michigan. But when I got to California, to my college, and saw the way these other people had artistic skills and the way they drew, man, I'll tell you, I went, wow, I've got a lot to learn. I've got a lot to learn. And I thank God. I thank God every day for everything. But I thank God also that, you know, I look back at what I was able to do back then when I was 18 and what I can do now. And I can draw circles around that 18-year-old version of myself. Because I've been working at it for so long and I've been in the industry and I've been getting paid to do it. You know, I've been getting paid to practice, I always say. I have a day job. And by the way, I don't just draw anymore. Yes, I can draw, but I call myself a storyteller. That's what I am. I really realized what my calling in life was. It was to tell stories. I do it through animation, but it's telling stories. That is what I'm good at. And I've just got a passion for it. I love great stories. I love great, movies, books, TV shows, all that stuff. When it's got a great story, you've got a fan in me. So listen, guys, thanks so much for watching. Remember, just write those words down. Immerse yourself. I'm going to immerse myself in my chosen profession and find out where there are groups of people who do what you love and just begin to meet them and get out there and network. And you're going to really find yourself getting even more excited about what it is you do. And it's going to be a blast. And I can't wait to reveal this new project to you. It's going to be so much fun. So in the meantime, guys, have a blessed week. It's going to be awesome here at Vision Possible. We want to help you make your daydream your day job. So until next time, I am Butch Hartman signing off.